Hey everyone, welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nissa and today we are looking at the sorry if this I'm confused now. In here, Planet Zoo Arid Animal Pack, and I'm confused right now because I just recorded all of this, but instead of starting a recording, I started a virtual camera. So yeah, I'm just watch all of this even though I really waited to watch it till I could record it. So yeah, sorry about that. But we're gonna go over it. But first, it's called Arid, and that put things into perspective for me. Arid is not a biome, it is a climate zones like the tropical climate zones, the temperate climate zone, the cold climate zones, and so on. It is most likely almost below the tropical. Again, it's not a firm band. They do mix a little bit. But it is this much drier habitat, still quite warm most of the time, but it is much, much drier. And that is the main factor for it. There will, of course, be lakes and so on, so there will be water available, but normally there will be fire between, and some lakes will completely dry out for longer periods of time. Therefore, a lot of animals should, in some way, be able to work around that, even by moving part of the year or simply by storing water in other ways. It could be desert, but it doesn't have to. It could also be some forest. It could be savanna and so on. I'm just gonna here show you some of the animals. There's a lot, but we could go with some cats, llama, sheep, honey badger, donkeys, llama, wild boar, meerkat. Again, a lot of these we have, but also the Asiatic lion would be awesome. Rhinoceros, camels, more cats, quagga, a lot of deer, animals, bovines, and so on. But again, animals that can survive these drier, really, really dry climates. We're not gonna go through them all because it would take a while. Let's get into Steam here, and yeah, of course I have just seen it, but I'm gonna let it roll first so you can see it, and then I will restart it, and we're gonna jump in to where I want to say something. So we're just gonna watch it now. Yes, the rest of the video is music and the screen. So we're gonna jump backwards. I had a few things that I really, really wanted to comment on. One being this structure here is quite unique. And I'm not sure if we're gonna give some new way of sculpting sand. But as I'm gonna mention at a later point in the video, it's also possible that we are getting sand dune building things. I'm not sure what else it should be. But that's a theory. I'm not sure. We have some foliage out here that we really can't determine. That could kind of look like something we have that we definitely don't have. That's down there looks kind of intriguing, and the same with this one. But as you will see in many of these spots, we have these smaller rocks, which if we have them, I have never found them. We also have something weird going on there. So I think we are gonna get some new foliage, just like we did with the grassland pack. That one we actually have, but I never thought about using it in this way, the same with that. But these small pebbles again. Again, some of them are a little bigger than pebbles, but I'm intrigued. Oh, I was too fast here. here again. I believe it's over here. We just saw a picture from. These we have. These are difficult to see. These are, I'm not sure, but I think they're new. We have something down here that may be new, and this is of course the dromedary camel. Gonna be one of the show runners. These, I don't remember this exact name. We're gonna go through all of the names in a second, but it is certainly interesting. And we also have some plants here going on that I think may be new, so we get even more grass structures. It is weird because it isn't that long since we had a grassland pack, I think. But down here you can see the stones here. For me, doesn't look like the exact one we have in the game, which makes me believe that we may be getting new rocks. Also over here, if you look, this shape here, if you look that bend and collection here, would be hard to build with the tools we have in the game. I think it's possible, but it would take a lot of time. Furthermore, if you look here, you can see a color change. The sand up here is the same color as we have down here, but this one is a completely different color. So I think this may be a one or more placeable object, but that's just my theory. Again, the porcupines and the baby is so cute, so cute. I really love them. And I did just last week or so look at a mod with that also was kind of a porcupine, same family, with spikes, and the spikes there I just were amazed by, and these looks good. There is a few blurry things, fluffiness issues with it, but again, I do not take this as any value because it will maybe look a little bit different on my computer. I love that color variation. It gives it so much character. Furthermore, the texture here is just beautiful. It really is. And Frontier, the last few packs, they have really stepped up their games. And yeah, I have been using dromedary mod. I think I'm not gonna bother anymore with that. It's also probably gotta be deleted after this, to be honest. This thing here, the plant, I think it's new along with these small ones. I think this one were something we had, but these spiky ones are not. This one is definitely some we had, also that. But the thing in here with the purplish color, I think is new. Trees are new, old, but I'm not sure about that one or neither with these. Here again, you can see the rock texture, but if you look very, 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 you cannot really see where the stones connect, which is kind of weird. So again, I do not promise we get new stones, but it is a possibility. And that was pretty much that. With this, we got a whole lot of text, and I'm gonna read to the best of my ability. Again, second language here. Hey, zookeepers! Things are heating up in Planet Zoo with the new Planet Zoo Arid Plant Animal Pack coming to a Steam store near you. Yes. Not sure how it will come to a Steam store far away from me because, again, it's my computer, so. On the 20th of June, alongside free update 1.14, we're gonna go very fast on with that in the end of the video. Under the harsh heat of the desert, life still arises and persists. Look out over the dunes and through the sand to discover some miraculous creatures who have adapted the difficult conditions of these scorching lands. Be on the lookout for a dromedary camel. That's of course the camel we just took a look at. It is very beautifully done, but I'm not sure how many people are going to use it in their everyday builds, more so than just the fact that it's new. Um, Wandering across the desert while the elegant Adex and Dama gazelle hunt for edible scrubs, grasses, and leaves to snack on. These are two. It yeah. We just gonna. We have the Dax. I think it was with 2 A's. Yes. Here, which is this one, which is beautiful, and I really like the fact that it's kind of have a brown hat on. I'm just mentioning this is an African animal, and then we have the Dame gazelle. Oh, make sure to notice that the Adax is not a antelope and therefore not a gazelle. It is a bovine, but it have a different subfamily, where the Dame gazelle is in the bovine family, but also the Antilope pinnae subfamily, which is the antelopes, which gazelle is a antelope. So they're in the same family but different subfamilies. But again, they're both quite intriguing, but they're not like so unique that I would count them as different animals in an animal park. I think it's kind of, yeah, they have different horns, different colorations, and this long neck. I'm kind of here for it, but again, it's not that amazing if you ask me on its own. This is also an African animal, and so is the dromedary camel. I'm actually not sure if it's also Asian. I think dromedary camel. I think it's African, but I'm just checking. African and Asian. A little bit, very little bit Asian. Then we have our peer a little closer to the ground, and they might catch you might catch a glimpse of the prickly African crested porcupine, which is adorable, clearly adorable, and I love it. Going in here. I don't need to. You just saw a picture of it in the game. Plus, you know it's already African. Or this shy and exclusive sand cat, and we are gonna. Yes, there's also a sand puppy, but sand cat. It's so cute. It's so small. It's not like it's cat size, but though both of my cats is double the size of the biggest of these. But again, they grow up to 3.4 kilos, which is 7.5 pounds. So they do not grow that extremely big. But again, it's so cute. It looks very much like a house cat, and it is not in the Panthera genus at all, because Panthera is the bigger ones. Lions, jaguar, tiger, or tigris. You know what I mean. It's the bigger ones, and then felis, and then there one more that the smaller ones have. But this is a felis, and it's so cute, so cute. And the little snout, the little bitty boop. I really love them. They are from Africa and Asia. I think you know at this point what I'm trying to say with this. Then we have the black rhino, and I'm pretty sure we still gonna look at it just for good measures. Black. We have so many black animals. Rhinoceros. Sorry. Here it is. And again, the black rhinoceros is not black, just like the white rhinoceros is not white, but it's kind of with humans. No one is actually black and no one is actually white, but we just like to use these terms for some weird reason. And again, they do still bath in the mud, and therefore they can actually look quite much lighter than they actually are. And this is a African animal, of course. Then we have the Somali wild ass, which is an animal that is one of the first one I made a speedbill on my YouTube channel. It's probably not that good, but it's there. They are really recognizable by their legs. They have these dark stripes on the legs. They are closely related to the zebras, actually, and of course to the domesticated donkeys. These are yeah, they're critical endangered. I knew that, but where are they from? Species live in Somalia, Somaliland, Eritrea, and Ethiopia. And again, there's less than 1,000, maybe even less than 700 of them left in the wild. So again, this one story-wise makes sense for me to build on, but not sure how many people are gonna love it as. And then we have the exhibit animal, which is the desert horn viper, which again, it's a exhibit animal. Oh. Or it's because I use my other hand over here right now. Here it is. It is quite unique because it has this very round face looking from the top. It's very wide, where a lot of snakes have these kind of cheekbones, indents. And then they, of course, have these small spikes out here, which I'm really a fan of. They grow to a length of 30 to 60 centimeters, which is 11.8 to 23.6 inch. And it's from Asia and Africa. Yeah. The thing is, I'm pretty sure that this is a normal exhibit animals. It's not the big box. It's a normal one. And I think that's just a step back, because a lot of us actually started using exhibit boxes because we suddenly got opportunities to do things with them more so than just put a wall or something like that. So that's a little sad that they go backwards there, but it's not the worst. I'm divided because some of these animals I feel like it's pretty much a screw you by Frontier. Honestly, too bovine, and it's not like one of them is a goat and the other one is a deer or something like that. These are really much alike and live in roughly the same area of the world. All of these animals are African, though some of them also live in Asia. The western part of the world, forget everything about them. I knew when they say Arid that we wouldn't get Danish or Canadian or Norwegian animals. That's fine. But we're gonna go for 2 continents only, which made sense earlier when it was continental packs only to get 1 continent. But here it's just really weird. Sorry, I thought I had a mouse. It's just my cat playing around. Sorry, I had a mouse in my room all weekend, and it actually moved into my mattress and shit in there and lived in there. So I spent a few days getting a new bed and everything because of that mouse. So I'm a little these days about it. But we didn't kill it. We caught it and it was fine, so we put it outside. We're just stupid. I know I should have killed it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't kill it. Then they say something about the new narrative scenario, and facts be facts. It kind of sounds intriguing, but I'm gonna play it once because I want the statues, and then I'm not gonna play it again. And I'm gonna play it for the statues because many of these, they are kind of locked, and the thing I really love is trying to get an idea creatively, see what I can do with it, try to work around, because the game already have a few limits. For instance, that you can't cut things over. If you want to use a thing, it have a certain length. Yes, you can make it a little bit bigger by combining them if it's flat and don't have a weird shape, but you cannot make it smaller in a way. So there's a lot of rules already to work with, and I want my creativity to flourish. I don't want it to be limited. So that's the way I play the game, but some people are gonna love this. I'm not stating that people shouldn't play it. It's just like the part I love most about the game is the way I can keep being creative with it, and it's not in here, but I want the statues. It will of course be available on Steam for this price, June 20th. And before we move on, I'm just gonna go over here on their Instagram, and of course they had the same video, though people over here haven't seen their entire thing because it's another format, so it's been cropped out in both sides. In general, people looks kind of happy. Some people are not, and that's okay. I thought this specific one from Charlie X Gaming YT, I'm kind of disappointed. No walkthrough exhibit animal. Would have preferred this civil over the cat, and half the roster is ungulates. Fair. To no secretary birds, no baboon. By far the most disappointing animal roster yet at this stage of the game. And that's right, ungulates are the ass and the two the addicts and the gazelle. So it's only 3 of them, right? Only 3. Just checking. No, the dromedary camel, that's 4 of them. That's right. That's right. Caesar writes very well. The dromedary camel looks almost real, and look at the adorable porcupine. I agree with both of these comments, but one does not change the other. It's not like I'm completely into this pack, but it's also like I don't hate it. I just feel like it's the combination of it that's the problem, because you have 2 very, very similar animal, and then you have 2 kind of similar animals with the first 2, which makes it a little iffy. Actually think, I'm not sure if the rhino is a ungula. I think it is. Woohoo! Well put. I just want to wait this on Mac. Yeah, sorry. Please increase the size of the zoo plots. You have a good computer if that would be useful to you. The dromedary camel looks... Yeah, I just read that. There's not a whole lot of comments in here. I'm just gonna see what we can see. No, there haven't come a lot more the last 2 hours. That's funny. Overall, it seems like people aren't that into either. They just not that into this pack, or they just not into commenting on it. because the previously packs, people have been like crazy about them. But there is also one thing to say, and I'm gonna show that over here. I'm just gonna find it. The last one we got was the tropical pack, and no matter what animal we look at, no matter what animal, I'm just taking the opening picture here. No animals in this picture. No matter what, this is more colorful and more intriguing than what you could do with the Arid pack. Further in, again, don't look at the animals. Picture without animal. We're gonna pretend there's no animals. All of these vines forwards and backwards. The mist wouldn't make sense either. Well, you could have some desert sand blowing across, but that's pretty much it. You cannot do that in an Arid pack. In an Arid pack, you have sand, and the only thing you have that's not sand is sand-colored things. Even over here. Oh, click too late. We have sand. We have sand-colored rocks. We have boring, sandy-ish green color plants. We have a few actual green plants. Then we have sand-colored building things, sand-colored stones or mountains, and sand-colored animals. So how are you supposed to make this look really amazing? And that will also affect the builds about them. And that, I think, is a really big problem, because just because it looks not as colorful doesn't make it look necessarily look boring. You can still build a lot of different habitats with it. You can still do different ideas with it. And especially for the animals, you can tell very different stories with it. That is, if they didn't actually put the same animal family in there twice. There should be a rule, not the same family. That's just weird. But the sandcat is probably one of the smallest animals we ever got in Planet Zoo that is not an exhibit animal. And I'm intrigued by that. Anyway, here at the end, let's just go over the... I'm not mad at it. And I'm gonna explain why. I'm not mad at it because we are gonna get box fixes. And what are they calling it? Call it something specific. Quality of life improvement, which is basically what most games would give you in a free update. All of the rest up here, that's a bonus. Not all games would give you that. That's it. It's not too impressive. I love the idea by making the uniforms flexi-colored. I love it. To a point. Because I'm not... Depending on how easy it is to make and change and such, and how intricate you can do it, can you change the logo either to a different logo or a bigger logo? Could you put the logo on the belly or the back or something like that? Can you change these things? I think people will be more intrigued to do it. If it's too difficult, then people don't want to do it for every single zoo they build. Now, a zoo for me is a few months. A zoo for other people is a few years. I know that. But I think some people are gonna use this more than others. But no matter what, well, unless you make every single uniform in the game different, you're gonna set this once or twice in your game and you're done with it. Spitting behavior, we have, with the new DLC, 3 animals that gonna use it. Yeah. And I do not understand. It stated somewhere... Some animals will now exhibit spitting at guests as a new behavior. They'll be able to spit through some of the fences, and you might even be able to spot them attempting to spit through the glass walls. of the habitat. Eye emoji. Uh, Both the bacterial camel and llama are capable of spitting at your guest in game, so you want to keep an eye out to spot the behavior in action. Likely. Guests who experience spitting behavior firsthand won't have their happiness impacted. How understanding. If you're not gonna do anything with it, then why put it in there? Make the guest happy. Make us have to think about this when we build these habitats. That would make sense. But nope, you can just spit on our guests. And it's fine. It's fine. As a kid, I loved watching the camels spit on other guests until they spit on me. Then it wasn't fun anymore. But it frustrates me a bit. The third part down here is something that probably are gonna be useful for the most 5% of the gamers, and that's us who record and put videos out there. Some of you may record for yourself or for the community or something like that. If you want to play with it, it's fine. You are allowed to. I'm not saying don't play with it. It's just like it's a really, really big thing for a really small amount of people, which I find really interesting. How well it works and such will really be based on, can I figure out how to use it easily? Because if I need 3 months to figure this out, then I'm not gonna use it. But is it like, okay, I'm just gonna try, no, it didn't work, then I can try this, okay, that did work. If it's just like that, I'm gonna use it. One weird thing is over here that I thought that if you can get your camera to round this, like this, it's great. But imagine you put this up, you set it up, you're ready to go, and then the bear walks away. So unless they have something that can either freeze the animal until you're ready to go, I know you can pause the game, but again, as soon as you press play, it will start moving. So unless you can actually tell the animals to stay in this ruffling area or make them do a specific animation, which would be amazing, then it is limited how good this is, because sometimes I'm recording an hour to get one little clip, 10-second clip in my video, and it won't work, and they just won't get there. Then I sit here, record, go out, eat, do something else, come back in an hour, and then I just spit up the video and see if it was there. And sometimes I can use it, sometimes I can't, because it's frustrating. But yeah. But if it works, if it's good, I'm amazed by it, because here it looks like they made a lot of opportunities for us. And they also actually stated something with light. And that's also an issue I have a lot of the time, especially with screenshots. I don't think footage is as bad, but screenshots, if the sun is not right, I sometimes use the light to try to get them light, but they kind of give the hue of the fur a little grayish, is kind of wash out the color of the animals. So I need to be really much aware of that when I use them. But yeah. But hey, this video is about 3 times as long as I counted on it to be, so I'm sorry about that. But that's all I have to say, basically. I will make videos on these animals. As we get footage out of the animals, I will make these small videos. Maybe I make a video of building things and such, plants and such, if we get something I want to talk about. If I don't feel like I have anything to talk about, then I won't make the videos, of course. So keep your eye out on that. And furthermore, when we get closer, modders will stop modding because they don't want to make a mod, put it out there, and then they have to update it a week later. Then they will probably still hold on to it and wait for that. So that's fair. So my mod videos may be not there the next few weeks. And then, of course, afterwards, it will also take some time because they need to update all of these mods, so there won't be too many new mods in that period. Which, again, I understand it. I would like to still get my mods, but I do understand these people are humans, so they can't widget the things, sadly. So yeah. That was pretty much all I had to say. My throat is a little sore. I've probably been talking for over an hour because I already recorded this. Yeah, we're gonna end it here, guys. As always, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys.